Okay, so with this video today, I want to go through a reaction. Actually, I'm going to do a reaction to Fox watching a story. And I really want to teach you all into what the some of the like the stew that in terms of order is in. And then also I want to give you all some insight into how their how their thinking is working, how the processing is. Um, also like an example, and then also talk about how a person might break through to them after they been subjected to all of that kind of gaslighting and manipulation. Okay, so here's the clip. This is where Fox walked the Gaza story, where Trump was at the press conference with Netanyahu, and he said what he said, and he said that he would want us to take over the Gaza Strip and with military force, and that and then like he starts and then and it goes on even other day, talking about it'll be like an international place where everybody can be in, um like building all these, building properties and all this kind of stuff. And so he goes on, but this is where Fox takes it.
Times of Israel right now that says the
But
Gaza plan won't happen, but could shake up the region because new ideas are needed. This might spark more viable solutions. And that's what Donald Trump said yesterday. We need new ideas.
so what you see there is that they are addressing the uneasiness that people feel, like their knee-jerk reaction. Uh, People hear uh, the U.S. taking over Gaza, and they're thinking like more U.S. involvement and all this kind of stuff, or you know, basically, if you're thinking of like a Trump supporter, they have this, and this is why they in Fox they have to walk it, because there is an instinctual knee-jerk reaction. This feels uncomfortable, this feels uneasy. And so what they do is then they play on a downplay it. They make it seem like he's saying something else and doing, or he's not meaning what he's saying here, or it's essentially just him just throwing out an idea, and then the idea could be like spur action around the world that's constructive, or maybe this could be like one strategy, but there are going to be others. And so this is like the way that they just kind of they take your knee-jerk reaction, like your actual feelings, right, that are still there, and then they get you to suppress it by building some reason or rationale for why you don't have to feel the way that you feel, or why you shouldn't feel the way that you feel. And so, uh, and I was a Trump supporter. Trump would say something that made me feel uneasy like this. Then Fox would explain away the uneasiness. Then I started thinking like that too. In messaging to people in this suit, you have to make feeling uneasy okay. They it's okay to feel this this conflict when somebody says this thing, when somebody does this thing, when Trump does this thing, it's okay that you feel this this knee jerk negative reaction. And so, for instance, I had a knee jerk. Uh, I had a knee jerk. I say like I had a knee jerk dismay at Trump's violating military response to the George Floyd protests. My conditioning was to think like, oh, he's trying something. He's trying to come up with a strategy. Um, oh, he's trying to project strength. But then the outrage was so much, and then businesses started making uh, changes in the way they conduct the business, the way that they hire people, and then that's when I saw that the uneasiness that everybody was feeling, and that even I had initially felt could lead to a positive outcome. So that was a big moment for me that broke through that gaslighting and manipulation, that the uneasiness could be constructed. That this uneasiness with what Trump was doing and what Trump was saying, this is conflict. This feeling of conflict could be good because people's outrage had a purpose and produced better outcomes. So people being upset wasn't being triggered or then having this problem processing things to where they always take things to to the extreme and they take things they're always thinking the worst or it wasn't like that. It was actually them uh allowing themselves to feel uncomfortable and in allowing themselves to feel uncomfortable, which is what they're really feeling, they could change things. And so that was actually one of the I mean, really that was like that and like seeing like the like his terrible COVID response, these things like together, they really got me out. And so you see that you need yeah, you got to have of course Trump being Trump. He's going to he's going to overreach. He's going to uh, say terrible things, do terrible things. Then, when there is that, that feeling of unease, then, then there's got to be, uh, first there's got to be there's got to be that outrage. Show people there's got to be the protest. There's got to be that. And then a lot of people making a noise about it. And then there's got to be some kind of a message that that's showing that this feeling is okay and that it is productive, it's constructive, and that it can be used in in something positive. So let me give another example. Um, I remember that, after that, after that response that Trump had to George Floyd protests, he then went off into he then went off and tried to shore up, try to shore up like evangelical support, right? So he went and withdrew protections for LGBTQ workers in the workplace, and so then there was a protest. And what I was, of course, because of my conditioning, I was thinking, okay, he's doing some kind of plan. Okay, wait, okay, so what is he doing? He's trying to like get the e get the evangelical support by then like doing this thing, and then oh, he's going to try to get a reaction out he's going to try to get a reaction out of the protesters that are protesting what was done, and then uh and then after like seeing that reaction, then the evangelicals will then like the evangelicals will then side with Trump more strongly in order to oppose the LGBTQ protesters. And so what happened? So the protests happened, and no, there's no actual negative thing that he gets out of it. Uh, the protests were peaceful. He wanted to show like something that was not uh and they were covered very favorably. They were shown very favorably. Uh, people, people also like it's the way that those protests, like when I remember that moment is like everybody looks so charity, and he looked so cool, and it was like they have this community. There is this community. So like this uneasiness that they felt. So like when I also like when I saw that, I still did feel I felt uneasiness when he asked when he asked us when he made those restrictions, right? When he made those restrictions. I felt this uneasiness. But I was like, okay, I'm gonna like swing it or get on strategy or whatever. But then I saw everybody, and everybody was so full of life in their communities. Like they were showing this kind of loving demonstration, caring demonstration. And so this outrage, this uneasiness that people were feeling was constructive for that love that they feel in their communities. And so this shows like another another way that people go you can go about it. But like but this is I think very important maybe and to get into the insight of a of what like maybe a way Trump support might look at some things. These would particularly be maybe Trump supporters that are still not really like they might not be a most horror. Well, like they might be in like some kind of community that still gets affected and impacted by the things that he does, right? So like for me, being being black, being African American, being in my community, like hearing this that helped that give me antenna so like my discomfort, my weakness can be strong. So that makes it easier for me to um that makes it easier for someone to like well, I mean, it makes it more necessary for me to have to be gaslit. So the gaslit has to actually be more than maybe for just someone who was like white or not actually just in a rural area somewhere where they weren't even seeing anybody and was impacted or hearing what they were saying. And so this would was actually like being in that community. So that's what I would say that this is where things like Hispanics and Black Trump supporters and also young Trump supporters would be more acceptable to stronger feelings of unease. And then you have to have something that you have to have a protest, you have to have a reaction. You have to have people being loud. And then you have to have uh, some kind of message, some kind of show that, that this uneasiness has a, it is constructive. This uneasiness is okay to feel. You don't have to reject it because you can't deal with it.